right in the kisser.
Hey, how the devil are you? Right, today we're going to be looking at the Pioneer stereo double cassette deck CT-W550R. It does look like an O, not a 0, but I think it's 550. Anyway, there you go. Double cassette deck, auto reverse. Ooh. Anyway, let's bring you in for a closer look. Oh! And here it is. Ta-da! Right, you might get a little bit of flickering off the screen, I noticed here. I can't match the frame rate, so there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately, but you can still see it pretty much. So you've got deck 1 and deck 2, both auto reverse. So if I play this now, let me see, I've got it right at the end. Let's have a look. I've got it on reverse mode. There we are, and it's gone to the other side. Let's just stop that. We'll have a look at the mechanism inside later on. Now, I did notice that this fast forwards and rewinds pretty quick. So it is pretty quick compared to the Marantz. Now, what I'll be doing a sound test against my Marantz SD-57, and I've got a single tape deck. The Marantz does have a few things on it that this doesn't. Obviously, the Marantz is a single tape deck, not two tape decks. But the Marantz is Dolby S. This only has B and C. Dolby S is probably the better version. Came a bit too late though. And also, I think when you record auto on this, it does do the bias, but you can't do the bias manually like you can on the Marantz. So that's missing. So anyway, we'll do the sound test later on. On the top, you've got your eject button. Eject's nice, really good. You've got a reset button there where you can reset it. You can have time and clock, whatever. So you're there, just get my hand up the way. Same on deck 2. You've got your timer mode here, power button. You can do timer, record, timer, play. There's a reverse mode here. So if you got it over to the left, it'll just play one side and stop. If you've got it in the middle, it'll play both sides and then stop. And if you've got it on continuous, then it'll just keep playing both sides on and on and on until you stop it. Got your headphones here. Now, I don't know if I'm missing something, but I can't anywhere find a volume for the headphones, and it is quite loud. Now, it's good to have a headphone socket so you can monitor your recording, but I think it's, could really do with the volume control. Perhaps I'm missing something, but I can't find it. Then you've got your record level and your record balance. So if one channel needs a bit of, tweaking, you can use the record balance here. Then you've got your relay skip, normal speed and high speed, and CD synchro. So normal speed and high speed dubbing, I think it does it twice as fast, potentially, normal speed. If I press that, it will start recording both of them. There you go. Okay, I'll just stop that. Doesn't matter which one you press stop, it stops both of them. CD synchro, I think this is a, we'll have a look at the back in a second, but I think there's a lead you connect to a compatible CD player where it'll synchronize with the tape deck. I'm not exactly 100% sure that works, but I won't be using that function. And then you've got your deck 2 then with the same functions. This does all the recording, and it's got all the record buttons here. Right, let's see if I can reposition the camera and try and fool the tape deck into auto reversing with the door open so you can have a look. Anyway, let me bring the camera in closer. Okay, so here it is. You can see it's the playhead on this side. This is deck 1. Got the 2 capstans and the 2 pinch rollers. The deck 2 obviously has the record and erase head on it. I'll show a picture here. So let's see if we can fool this into turning around so you can have a look at it. Right, see if I can do it. Got to find the little thing there. Will it do it? Let me see. There you go. And if I just hit it that side, and then there, you can see it flicking around. Okay, on the back, we've got record in and play out. Then you've got that CD deck synchro, which you can use with compatible CD players. And then you control in, control out. And that's for the remote control. I think you can connect this to other compatible devices again, and one remote will control them all. But it doesn't have an infrared remote control. You've got to connect it via the back. And also, as with a lot of second-hand equipment, a missing screw. Is that important? I don't know. Okay, now it comes to the sound test. Where I'm going to be putting this up against my Marantz SD-57. 57 is it? Yeah, SD-57. Now, this is a little bit older, this Pioneer, about 1991, 92, whereas the Marantz, I think, is about 97, 98, around there. So a little bit younger, but they both seem to work well. They don't seem to have any issues with them. Fantastic considering the age of them, really. I'm not sure if this has had new belts put in. It must have at some point anyway. But what I've done, I've gone right out of the back of the device into my laptop, record on Audacity. Now, when it comes to sound tests, I do it two ways. So the first way is like the way I've just described it. Out of the back of the device, if it's got an RCA out or something, I can record from the back of the device into a laptop via Audacity. Now that's fine to listen to that recording over YouTube with your own system or your own speakers. That's fine, okay? However, when I'm recording something through my speakers, and then you listen through your speakers, you're hearing two rooms. You're getting all the reflections from my room and all the reflections from your room. So in that case, it's always best to use headphones. In this instance, it's fine, use your own system, because you're only hearing your own room. But if I'm testing speakers, you're going to be hearing my room and your room. And then you get, mixed messages in the comment section going, oh, that was boomy, that was this. And I'm not saying it is, but it could be down to the fact that you're listening through it through your system instead of headphones. So just be aware of that. Anyway, so without further ado, let's have a flipping listen to this. Well, they both did pretty good considering the age of them. Obviously, with the Marantz being probably 5 years younger, not much really in the scheme of things. But I did think the Marantz was just a little bit better, I think. A little bit more sparkle on top and a little bit of a more smoother presentation. I forgot to mention though, I didn't use any Dolby. I thought I'll leave the Dolby off to make it a fair comparison. I'm not a huge fan of Dolby in most instances. Some people would disagree. some people will agree. Okay, but I left the Dolby off, and I also used a metal tape. Now, I did record at plus 5 dB on both devices. Now, for some reason, they seem to have maybe a little bit too high. Normally, plus 5 is okay for a metal tape. But in this instance, it didn't seem to be. It seemed to be the levels were a bit too high. So I didn't really discover that until I was doing the editing. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But yeah, it just seems a little bit high. Maybe I should have gone just slightly lower. But it is what it is. But I do think that the Marantz was slightly better. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section. Now I'm going to leave this last bit regarding sound tests, because every time, or a lot of times in my comment section, you get fools, and I've made a video saying about this before, saying about the sound tests. And one guy recently said something, I'll put it up here, I won't say it verbatim. He said something like, oh, these audiophiles are idiots thinking they can get the best, they can tell how the sound is via YouTube. Well, the thing is though, is this, right? I just think it shows this level of intelligence really, because, you know, he's there thinking he's like, or the super intelligent being who realizes that you can't get the best sound reproduction via YouTube. Do you not think we know that? Duh. Okay, we're not fools. Okay, but here's the thing though, right? It's fun, it's enjoying, right? I like to listen to sound tests all the time. And also you can get some tonal differences between the two devices. A lot of us can't get to a hi-fi store and listen to it. And even then, that's not guaranteed it's going to sound good in your room, because you go in their room, it's all treated and fine. It sounds great. You put it in your room and you go, oh, okay, that doesn't sound as great. It sounded way better in their treated room, okay, in the hi-fi store. So it gives people a chance to hear some tonal differences. Okay, you're not going to get stereo imaging, you're not going to get center imaging, soundstage and things like that, but tonal differences you can get. So it gives some people idea as to how it sounds. Yeah, it's not perfect, absolutely. But again, we know that. You don't have to tell us in the comment section, you fool, okay? Anyway, let me know what you think. I'll catch you in the next one.